Good morning, everybody. This is Deborah with Hello My Garden, and I wanted to give you a spring update and apologize. The way I have to hold my phone to get this picture to be landscape is I can't really see what I'm filming here. So I hope I get what I'm trying to get in the image. Anyway, so it's May 2nd today, and we've had a late freeze, which was disappointing. So we're hoping that the plants actually have recovered. Last year we had 2 actual May freezes, and so we lost all our mulberries in our front yard. This year that happened again, but it looks like being it's early enough maybe, and it was a late April freeze, that we've got some like new mulberries forming. In any case, this is in my chrysanthemums right here, my tea chrysanthemums. If you could see them, I hope they're in the image. And some comfrey. The comfrey is flowering, it's doing okay. So no, I haven't moved the chrysanthemums yet. I need to, because it's under my light, and so they don't flower, because chrysanthemums need that length of day, shortened length of day to flower. So they flower in winter, which is when it freezes, because of this lamp that I have next to us, my street lamp or light, yard lamp, whatever. So I'm gonna have to move them. I didn't yet. Maybe I guess I'll have to wait again until they're dormant again this winter. But anyway, so that's the chrysanthemum. Here is the true hyssop, the official hyssop, and it's coming back. Comfrey. We've got some milkweed coming back, and I hope that's in the picture. This is hybrid wild indigo. And we've got a Rose of Sharon. Fennel. So this is one of my mulberries. This is the white mulberry, and it does have some mulberries, but by no means the amount of fruit that our tree in the front yard had. I mean, that tree in that front yard was covered. I mean, I can't even explain to you how many berries were on that tree before that freeze. So, but we do have some berries. I hope they're in the picture. And hopefully we'll get them and don't have another freeze in May. The wild weather. I do have some crimson clover I threw around, which I really like. This is all just a really rough area for us. We're trying to build up the soil, which is rough because we're too far from where you can get free wood chips drops. So we can't do that. Our truck kind of died, so I can't go pick them up either. And but the biggest reason are the voles, because wood chips and mulch provide protection for the voles, and so because the voles eat plants and we have a lot of them, we have trouble regenerating the soil. At this point it's just really going to be, it's really chop and drop, so I chop and drop. This is and this, we actually have we've had a very wet winter, but we're starting to have a dry period here. And so so they're looking my plants looking a little tuckered out here from needing water. We also have a problem with too many sparrows, and we love our birds, so we've kind of been feeding them and stuff, but unfortunately our sparrows have chased away the better bug-eating birds, and so we've kind of trying to discourage the sparrows by holding the nest boxes open, if you could see that. And then we're going to try to make some adaptations to the boxes and feed program so that we can encourage the bluebirds again instead of all these sparrows. So we've got bee balm coming up. I cut back this passion flower, and this is the white blackberry. So it's actually it's very, very thorny, but it has white berries. And it's I believe it's a Burbank white blackberry. And I got that from Baker Creek Seeds, actually. And let's see. There's also another blackberry. It should be a triple crown right here. Motherwort. This is our little pond. The plants haven't, since we just had a freeze like last week, a little more than a week ago, there's still a lot of algae in there because the plants haven't come filled out yet. But once they do, they'll block the sun and the algae will go away. So next we have our blueberries. Blueberries. They're looking good. We have berries. Again, we covered these, but we did have that late freeze, and it's still, you know, it takes its toll. But we've got berries on, at least even a few berries on everything right now. And then here's my kiwis. I hope I'm getting these in the picture. I really am hoping. Okay, these are my kiwis, and I believe I've got flowers coming. This is the Anna. This is our most vigorous one. And these are my kiwis vines. This is the male, and the male is my least vigorous one. So I'm really hoping, and it got hit by the frost. It had started to flower, and it got hit by the frost, so I don't know if we'll get berries. The only one that I have here that'll fruit without berries, without the male, is the acai, which is the one over there. I'm really hoping that it'll recover a bit and get some flowers in time to pollinate the Anna. And then the rest, so I have one male and the rest are all female kiwis. And these are hardy kiwis. Again, they got damaged, and you can see in between the green leaves there's a bunch of leaves that have died from the frost. So I don't want to go into the weather. So we got our stinging nettle. I haven't really done the beds yet because, again, late frost, we can't start. It's getting where we can't really start till May. So there's the garlic. Our green bed dying out from the winter time, and it did really well, being we cover it. And so we leave the flowers for the pollinators when they bolt. This is my cucumber bed. I'm only covering it for the squirrels don't dig them up. So that's why I'm covering it for right now, protecting them from squirrels. Once they get a little bit bigger, we'll remove the cover. And this I haven't planted out yet, but there's garlic on this side. This is our area where I normally have pumpkins, and usually they'll come up on their own. They will volunteer. Right now there's a lot of motherwort, and I got to pull the motherwort out. I don't want to do that and leave bare soil, so I'm waiting until I'm ready to, until I see pumpkins, or I planted 3, or I started 3 in pots, but other than that, they usually come up, so I usually don't have to. Last year we didn't plant any of them. They all just came up volunteer. We do have a really bad problem this year, and we're not sure what we're going to do with it. Here's another box that we've opened up to try to keep the sparrows out. Birdhouse, that is. So we got a bad problem here. We have fire ants in my compost bin. And I don't know if you could see them. Let me get a stick or something. See if I could, no, it's not a strong enough stick. We tried kind of throwing some water in there, and yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, because I can't use it and spread them around the yard, so it's really devastating. Where are they? They're in here. I need a stronger stick to shake it up. But yeah, my husband's trying to use just water, lots of water, to kind of flood them out. But we can't really deal with them when they're in our compost. You know, we don't believe in using these chemicals and stuff. So, pesticides. There's earthworm in there. I'm good with earthworms. I can't see there are fire ants in there. I think because it's so wet. Because my husband's trying to keep it wet. They're not presenting themselves right now, but they're in there. And it's quite a devastating. Well, I can see an ant right now, but I don't know if you can see him in your image on the camera. In any case, I'm not quite sure how we're going to deal with that problem yet. Okay, so, oh, this is something I wanted to show you. This is a violet that it's a native, I guess. It just kind of volunteered itself. And we've got it around the yard in different places, but I think it's a really attractive presentation, and it, you know, it did it itself. So it's got the violet here, and I have these Egyptian walking onions, and there's a nice hyssop in the back, or right there, and then another walking onion, another hyssop. So I think that it's a really attractive little presentation here, and it kind of did it itself. Now, not the walking, I planted the walking onions, and the hyssop I had moved there too, but the violet came itself, and it really looks, I think, pretty there. So the Egyptian onions, I did not think voles would like to eat them, but they do. So the hyssop, I think, is kind of protecting it, because they've eaten any of the Egyptian onions that I planted in the yard. They have eaten, except for these. And I didn't. The walking onions kind of took over my garden bed, so I didn't want to keep them in my garden beds anymore. I wanted to keep them out here, which for permaculture we really want them out in the landscape anyway. You know, it's something that should be spreading itself, and we're eating in the yard, or in the, you know, how, you know, the eat in the back to Eden, however you want to call what we're doing here. It should be naturalized, but in this is the only place it is right now, and the hyssop is protecting it, I believe, knock on wood. And okay, so I'm not going to show everything today. Definitely not going to show the front yard. I might show you my Paw Paws, but I don't want to make this too long. So this is my Rebecca laciniata. I had to cover it because the deer or rabbits were eating it up. So that's a problem, because I find that, you know, as much as I want to plant natives are something that the rabbits and the deer and the kind of herbivorous native animals know all about, and so they eat it. So it's much harder, I think, to protect than non-native plants when you have an edible garden. At least that's my personal experience, and I could only, you know, talk to you about my personal experience. But when I plant natives, they get eaten. So when they're edible anyway. And that's what happened. So now we got this covered by this wire, and I don't want to keep doing that. We can't cover everything. So we'll just see how it goes as it gets bigger. And maybe I could spread it enough that they won't damage. If I have enough, maybe they won't eat it all. I'm not sure. But in the case of wintertime, which is when they ate it, you know, a lot of food isn't available for them. So they will eat what's there. And so if I have a lot, they'll eat a lot probably. So we got our chives here. We love how pretty the flowers are. Let me kind of run you to my Paw Paws. These are my Nanking cherries, and they got hit by the frost. We tried to cover them, but they're getting too big for our covers. So we lost a whole lot of the little cherries, but there are some little cherries on there. So we're walking to see the Paw Paws, and we did not have covers enough, or, you know, that we, you know, our trees have gotten too tall now. We were only able to cover one Paw Paw, but they seem to kind of rebound. And this is one of my Paw Paws. And this is the one that we covered, and we actually do have fruit coming. And again, I'm not sure if you could see. I'm going to kind of look in the picture here. This is but I don't know if it's got damaged by the frost, or if it looks okay now, but I always hesitate to say anything. You know, you don't count your chickens until they're hatched, or, you know, whatever. So, but I do show that we've got some fruit coming. So hopefully we will have more pawpaw fruit this year. And this particular pawpaw got girdled when I first planted it. It got girdled. I don't know if you could tell down the middle, it killed it. But Paw Paws have a habit of sending out runners or shoots or whatever you want to call it. And so I let these grow. And it's been a number of years now. I can't remember how long, but it had its first flower when it frosted, and I lost the one flower it had, which was really disappointing to me. And I'm hoping we'll get another, but so far I'm not seeing. I mean, it hasn't been very long, but still. So I don't remember. So that one is going to be just a unnamed variety of pawpaw. It's just a unnamed native variety. One of these is a mango variety of pawpaw, and the other one is a Shenandoah. Yeah, it's a Shenandoah, but I don't remember which one was which. So, you know, you always think that your memory is going to be good enough that you're going to remember if you have two pawpaws, three pawpaws, you're going to remember which is which. But unfortunately, I don't remember which is which. I guess that comes with age. So I guess the point being is write it down. In any case, that's about our little update today, and hopefully I can give you some more later. Looks like we're getting some noise pollution, so I'll end it with that, but I hope you guys have a great Sunday.